Hello.
I'm just wondering if you could only pick two of your cosplay that you've made up to now, what would they be? The only two cosplays that you cosplay ever again.
Oh, good question.
It's like picking children.
I know. What do you
Which
do?
of her babies
They're all
will she
drowning.
choose?
Which one do I save? Well, I think one of them would definitely be Chun-Li. And then I think the second one would be, oh my goodness. I actually really like the Zakizo flower dress I recently made, the Princess White Rose.
Yeah.
I could probably stand to wear that a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if you had a cosplay that was so big and so extravagant, and it's like your dream cosplay. Like, do you have one of those?
I have more than one of those, you know. It's like if I only had one, what happens after I make it, you know? It's like there's always costumes that you want to make that, you know, will push the envelope for yourself. Like I don't feel like cosplay needs to be pushing the envelope for other people to be impressed or something. It's about like what you want to make, what you think that you're capable of, or, you know, what you want to challenge yourself to. So I certainly have some of those. I don't know if I should reveal what they are yet, because then everybody's going to be like, when are you going to make it? When are you going to make it? So generally, I announce costumes that I'm making after I've started them, where I know that they're, you know, like it's a progress, you know, instead of just like, I want to make this, but it could, you know, be 3 years before I do. So, but yes.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Just want to say I really like your cosplay today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. I'm sparkly.
What was one of the hardest cosplays that you made so far?
That would probably be, well, Fiora from League of Legends, because it was my first League fans. It was my first time using Warbloods, so like using this brand new technique, and you know, just things just took longer because it's like something new that you're learning. So that one was a great learning experience. And the other one was Carmilla from Vampire Hunter D, just because it was such a multimedia project with all these weird designs. And both of them are just like, you know, great projects. I love projects like that. Just very time consuming and energy consuming.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I just wanted to know, what is your favorite convention center that you've been to?
Not convention, but convention center.
Yes.
In the whole world.
In the
if you were to
whole
pick
world?
one building,
Oh my goodness.
or not building, because you were in that garden not that long ago too.
Yes.
Does that count? Does like a photo shoot garden count too?
No, it does not.
No, it has to be a convention center. Oh my God, I gotta think for a second. I've been to so many. Oh, okay. Well, it's a hotel resort. Katsucon is a hotel resort that is kind of a convention center. Yeah, I like cons that are very easy to access. That, you know, you can like, you know, go down the elevator and you're in the con. And so it's like those are the cons where I can bring the big costumes and I don't have to worry about like walking across the street or taking a cab or something. So yeah, I think KatsuCon is just, you know, very unique and really, really pretty.
That's great. Thank you very much.
It's like a dream con. I like all of the pictures. If anyone doesn't know what KatsuCon is, if the pictures of the cosplayers in like the white courtyard with the gazebo, that's KatsuCon. So if that helps you guys place it, it's amazing. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
You get more beautiful the closer I get.
So sweet.
In Heroes of Cosplay, you made it very clear that you would always choose craftsmanship over sex appeal. And which, not like was the most difficult, but which one had the most little details for you to make perfect?
Well, first of all, I think craftsmanship and sex appeal should definitely go hand in hand. I have absolutely nothing against sex appeal. We are dressing up as these larger-than-life, perfect fantasy characters. You know, a lot of them are going to be sexy because men thought them up, or even women thought them up. But it's like that's the thing. It's like it's an escapism, it's a fantasy. They're supposed to be perfect, and so for us to achieve those silhouettes and those looks, it takes a lot of effort and sort of like sometimes like smoke and mirrors and like cinchers or Victoria's Secret bombshell bra. I cannot recommend it enough. So from that standpoint, I think it's like, but my thing that I didn't really was able to get across on screen because they cut it down to like 30 seconds is that it used to be that craftsmanship was more important. And part of me is a little bit sad that that is falling by the wayside in lieu of sex appeal. And I think Facebook had a lot to do with it, with that really giant explosion of social media and anybody being able to see your pictures. And so when it comes to making costumes, I think the sexier the character, actually the better the craftsmanship has to be. And the more detail you have to put into it. And for me, a great example of putting details in is my Christie costume from Dead or Alive, because it's a dominatrix outfit. Like, she wears a dominatrix outfit. So for most people who saw the costume and didn't know what it was, they assumed that I just purchased it at a fetish store or something. But it was actually completely made from scratch. Even the fishnets were like, fishnet fabric that I then hand sewed on, and all the studs were put in by hand and such. So I think that's what I mean by it's like you can be accurate, you can be sexy, and the costume can be well made and fitted, but it definitely takes more effort than what's apparent. Because people are always going to just take you for face value and, look at you as the figure first, and then understand what went behind creating that figure. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi.
Hey.
If a project gets too difficult, what keeps you motivated?
I walk away from it, and actually I like to work on 2 projects at once. I usually really work very well when I'm working on 2 costumes at the same time, because I have so many different mini projects. Like, the way I make elaborate costumes is I break them down in several smaller projects. And so if I'm working on, one part and it's starting to frustrate me or whatever, then I simply put it down and I go and do something else, maybe on the other costume. So it's like it keeps you productive, it keeps you in the zone, like the creative zone, and you're continuously creating. And sometimes just being creative and making something, that will motivate you to go back and actually do the task that was too difficult to begin with, and you sort of have a breakthrough. And I think that's what I love, like the 3 a.m. breakthroughs that no one is there to experience, except me. And then I'm on Twitter, I'm just like, yeah, I'm sewing, I'll figure it out. Yeah, so it's like, that's what I really love, is just like that, creative process that you do by yourself, and it's completely yours. It's just you, your brain, your hands. And so that's really how I handle all my projects, difficult or not. So,
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Yaya.
Hey.
I was wondering how you got into cosplay and what your first cosplay was.
Okay, I got into cosplay like anybody else would, which is being a geek and having the opportunity to go to a convention. For me, it just happened to be a long time ago. So it was Anime Expo '99. And I saw that people were dressed up as characters, and I saw some pictures of the convention beforehand because I, wanted to know what convention I'm going to. I'm like, hey, I'm going to Anime Expo. Let me look at some pictures. Saw people dressed up, and I was like, do I need to be dressed up? And back then it was still fairly uncommon. Like, the ratio of cosplayers to attendees was still very small. But I was instantly drawn to that part of it. I felt like I wanted to dress up. So I made a really horrible costume. I still have it. I'm gonna make a video and show you guys. I made a crossplay of Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho, because that was like one of my favorite manga back then. And so, but yeah, it's like I was such a newbie kid. I had no idea what I was doing. And, you know, just like through cosplay, I actually was forced to learn how to sew, how to style wigs. With each project, it was kind of like hoping and praying that it would work, because we didn't have Google, you know, so we're just like, we had no Google. We had a mailing list called COSP. So it was kind of like you would like ask, you're like, how do you make this? And then it's like most of the time you don't get an answer because nobody knows. So it's a lot of experimenting and, you know, making stupid mistakes and learning. But yeah, that's my first costume. But yes, I'll make a video with it, and I'll I don't think I can wear it, but I will like show you. Like, I'll show you how bad my seams are.
The everybody starts somewhere story for real. This is it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hal-Con!